I feel you.
Been doing a lot recently. Been doing a lot today, and I have more to do as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah, welcome back, everyone, to your regularly Saturday programming. We've been off for a bit, but that's what life does. Sometimes it gets in the way of the fun things. Let's see if the yeah, okay, we are actually live. I just need to
Good. Good.
yeah,
Cool.
we good. I just need to like edit in all the right details and such. Which is going to be a challenge because I have a big red putty cat laying beside me, of course.
Of course.
It's and he doesn't take up like pretty much all my desk space or anything like that. It's yeah, he is
That's
ginormous. He's
that's cat.
ginormous.
Yeah, that's cats for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
how
man.
have you been doing, man?
Yeah, dude. It's been good. I went through a very grueling amount of work over the summer, which after the crawl space gig was over, I got thrown right into a big interior office renovation job, and I ended up being on my hands and knees again anyway, even though I wasn't in a crawl space. And I have put so much strain on my arms, my shoulders a bit. It's just like I've got odd new pains that have been popping up. It's been quite something. And but now this last week, the new assignment is another office renovation, but other than picking up trash, I'm not really on my hands and knees. So it's much better. A little bit of heavy lifting, but for the most part, it's cleaning and being helpful. You're muted or something?
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Come on.
I heard you for a
Um.
second. You're all right. No, now you're not.
Yeah. Okay. That's also that's why I love my cat. He always gets in the way, and I'm trying to get everything set
Uh,
up and all that. And then,
cat,
of course,
cat,
I'm hitting all the wrong buttons.
did your cat unplug the microphone with his body weight?
No, 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 no. Thankfully, he doesn't. Or hasn't yet. Let's say it's cats. He
Right,
will
right, right. I mean,
eventually.
like my iguana has knocked out the whole internet climbing on top of the router.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
whoops!
These things happen.
It's
This
a
is
thing that
why.
happens.
This is part of the reason why. Like, until I need to get things straightened out down here, but I've got to straighten out other things elsewhere before I can make this place straight. So that way, um, I can set it where he doesn't destroy the bookshelf or destroy the network hardware.
Yeah,
Then
that'd be good.
after that, by and large, everything should be fine because there's not a lot of fragile in here, and then he can roam about like he used to.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Let's see. I think when last we were here, I it was the Three Eye Atlas reading that I did because I think nobody popped on, and so
Yeah,
we did a Three Eye Atlas thing. And then since then, um, there was a huge black magic ritual that happened in America, and nobody's
hmm
talking about that.
yeah. I mean, oh god, like so much has happened. It's almost like every every day. something new happens every day. There is something going on.
Right, right. I mean, the question is, did what happen have a was it just you looked at it and you said, "Oh wow, that looks like a big deal," or did you look at it and see like, "Oh, this is affecting everybody," right?
I
Because
mean,
that's when an event really like kicks in is when you see the general public reaction to it.
yeah, yeah, and also this is another thing that Hollywood has predicted was going to happen. That's been
Right.
making the
Everybody's talking
making.
about the snake eyes
Yeah,
references, right?
yeah.
Sure, sure.
I haven't
Yeah,
really gone into that
yeah.
yet, but it's something that
Right.
I've been
Well,
seeing.
there's a great deal of the symbolism going on with it. Um, Thomas Sheridan usually doesn't do like the name game thing, but he did for Charlie Kirk. He said he was thinking about what's in the name. So he was thinking about the way the name serves in the narrative psychological operation, how the character functions as the subject of the ritual. The charred lie Kirk, the burnt lie of the church. A Kirk is a church,
Hmm.
right? So Charlie Kirk, he was building a church on university campus tours, and his strategy was let's film me um, owning liberals all day and
Yeah,
us affirming that I am right.
I mean they weren't the highest of
Yeah,
educated
I know,
people. Let's
I know.
say,
This
you know,
listen
it's
in MMA. In
easy
MMA, they
pickings.
do what they do in wrestling, but it's more cleverly hidden because they just stack the card in your favor. They put you against an
Yeah,
obviously inferior opponent, but it's not as well understood how inferior they are. And then it just turns into a notch in your belt of various victories, like saying, look at all the babies I've defeated, right? Um, and Charlie in the last month was beginning to break out of a certain world that was based on how they enjoyed how he defended certain ideologies, and he was having some ideological shiftings as he was getting feedback from his public of, hey,
hmm,
did you know about X, Y, and Z things that may change your position on this that you've argued for, right? And he may have had a bit of a moment where who knows, maybe a man like him would have gone out there and made an apology saying, Mike, I have said horrible things. I didn't realize the other side. I I couldn't see that that the other guy was actually and then the way the history and the point and the whoa and the whoa, like I may believe in the Bible X, Y, and Z, but this ain't right.
yeah,
Things like that were happening, right? And so regardless of whether you think this was an inside job or not and who, if it is, did the inside job, this is what people know is important. It's still a very important context that it is very unfortunate for their narrative that
sure,
this happened, whether it be because they made the mistake of thinking that this would make the narrative better. They may have accelerated it.
yeah. I mean, it's something that we can, for now at least, only speculate on. Who knows what actually happens? But yeah, no, it's. I love how you make the wrestling comparison. Like, there's so much that you can compare to wrestling. As you said,
Right.
like, in wrestling they're called jobbers, and I believe that in like legit martial arts such as boxing, MMA, they're like roadman or what are they called? It's the
Right.
same principle.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Because if you're debating Charlie Kirk, like as everybody knows the debates, you're a student at that university, right?
Yeah.
He's in his late 20s. Um, no, he's like what? No, he's in his mid 20s actually. So he was only a little bit older than university people when he was starting with this. But now think about it. Theoretically, his job gets easier as he goes because he goes back to a university every single year and he's
Hmm.
talking to another freshman. He's a year older and he's arguing with somebody who has a year less experience than the people from that university he was debating before,
So
right?
I just looked it up real quick. I didn't know his year of birth, but he was a year younger than I am.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then
he's
like
a millennial. He's a millennial. Yeah.
yeah, 1993.
Hmm.
They,
Yes.
they should
And
have waited a year.
so yeah, yeah. And that's the typical attitude and mindset of a millennial evangelical, right? They're a quiet side of the equation that now since the Trump effect has felt more of a moral conviction to put things out there on the world stage. And although
Yeah.
he thinks he's genuinely challenging his beliefs, he doesn't understand that he's still inside the world conceived for him. He never, he was, this last month was proof he was about to step out of that world, right? He was about to go places where his crowd wasn't going to go anyway. And so, if they did it, they did it to preserve him as that before he made any definitive statement as against the people whom the money he refused, because that's very
Yeah.
important to exploit out of this, right? Very, very sophisticated things have been happening about this whole thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Which,
indeed.
it's just like, and whether, no matter what way a person like Charlie Kirk dies, it still causes this kind of a stir. And it will
Yeah.
certainly, because of his notoriety, still ask questions. They could have said it was an accident, right? They could have
Mm.
said there was a ricochet from a loose bolt that went flying. They could have they could have made up any fucking horseshit story they wanted to.
Yeah, they could have
Instead,
made up
instead
some
we
bullshit.
find
Yeah.
ourselves with an unsecure roof again, like 9/11, an unsecure sky again, and
Or
somebody who's got
The
no
Trump thing.
business getting away getting away with a violent act as such, with no business getting away with such a violent act, doing it
Yeah.
because nobody secured the roof. All it takes is one radio call. It's just like, it's like, uh, you know, Alpha Team Secure Cargo or whatever the fucking code they're going to say. And then the guy walks up and says, "Hey, Mr. Kirk, just give us a minute. We're going to take you backstage for a second. There's been a problem on the roof." Right?
Yeah.
All you need is one guy looking. It's just a university. It's not the president. It doesn't fucking cost any money to have one eye with a goddamn radio on the security team looking at a fucking roof for an open air event, and all you do is fucking mock people that meme about killing you anyway.
Yeah, it's funny the roof thing because we've seen that with Trump as well, you know. And yeah, I get it, you know, a high place, easy advantage point. I get it, but it's typical. It's typical that it's, you know, the same scenario, and supposedly they were, you know, very well known and good
We
friends
accept that
and
there's a
whatever.
world of espionage. We accept that there's this world of espionage that exists
Yeah.
with intelligence agencies that will hire assets to kill people. We know that's reality, and yet we don't want to make sure that the people that have a feeling that it might be that way because they're putting it together in real time in the way the news fails to do. I'm talking to other fucking truther type of people. right?
Hmm.
I love Thomas Sheridan, and it's fine that he accepts that situation at face value, right? I just hope that he's just like, but the details don't matter, which I guess is fine because you don't have control of the situation, I suppose. I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
me that you wouldn't throw it in there. It says ballistics, 30-06. That's my fucking gun. I have a 30-06. I know what that fucking bullet does. And it
Yeah.
doesn't leave that small of a fucking mark. There's no magic neck. Oh my fucking god. Right? Are and I don't even think evangelicals are I mean some I'm sure within, if they're having a certain psychosis, if they're cultivating a certain Watiko about Kirk in their Kirks in their churches,
Yeah.
then they're going to go with that, right? It's just like, this is like, I am Spartacus, I am Jesus. It's like he's martyred. Well, fuck you, I am also him, and I'm still here. You didn't get me, motherfucker. Argue with me, right? That's what people are saying, right? Because they may not know even 25% of what Charlie Kirk said, but they did at least know that he said some pretty wrong shit. And they know that he also said some really good shit. And they also said, it looks like he also, you know, he means well and he's capable of learning.
Yeah.
So it was just like, there's nothing wrong with that. I have to be able to tolerate that. It's not a personal threat to me. You know, it's mental psychosis for any person to be influenced um to ruin their life, to assassinate someone, because who they've never met, because existentially they feel like they're threatening their lives personally.
Yeah.
Like but unfortunately, I'm sure that with the rhetoric going on in the circles of Christendom as such, there's a more abusive way that people talk about the trans, since all of this fucking political theater has been showing so many like this who are obviously mentally ill, that it's making every single one of them feel alienated, isolated, and uncomfortable, unless they happen to be like capable of being comfortable in their own skin, being friendly with them, not like, oh yeah, I'm a drag. Well, I'm not going to drag queen for you because that's probably not appropriate. But I do the drag queen thing where it's accepted because that's where I feel most myself. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't like, I don't like put on pagan makeup unless I feel like it's an appropriate environment for it. Right?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm being inauthentic, right? Or whatever. But also, actually, well, no. I mean, I'm also lying. It's not like I run around wearing the makeup. Well, let's just say I'm somebody I really needed to be LARPing being a Viking, right? Like a lot of people feel the need, which that's a lot of the traditionalist Vikings, which gets a little annoying. It's just like, oh, okay, so I'm not really a pagan because I'm not dressed this way. I'm not because I am carrying my hair like I saw in the show Viking, and that disqualifies my credibility as a pagan because I just enjoy the aesthetic, and I've maybe been a fool in thinking that we dressed that way, right? Uh, it's getting a little silly, right? It's just
Hmm.
go ahead, like you're just LARPing. You're building a time and a place where you specifically look entirely like that, and maybe do a few things that are just like that, and it's all accepted because everybody's playing along. It's like having a mini Hierophant in a higher order of Hierophant that is the world, right?
Yeah.
It's two levels of the Hierophant card. It's the Hierophant under your influence in your fashion versus the way the world's fashion. And I don't mean fashion as clothing, although clothing is included, to fashion, which basically means how you make it, how you groom it,
Yeah.
right? So, I'm looking for something that shows that I am pagan in a modern manner, right? I'm looking for stuff that's got a certain style, not just like a modern shirt and slap a cool pagan design on it, right? That there's something eccentric in a modern sense about the shirt that has this echo of uh of a way we may have dressed at the time that we were best dressed as Norsemen, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
this
I
kind of thing, right?
100% agree.
Like, what does the Viking wear to the prom? That's one way of putting it, right?
That's an interesting thought, actually. What would they wear to
Get it?
something
Yeah,
like?
you see how that thinking operates, right?
Yeah.
You know?
What is a modern day Viking? How would a modern day Viking dress, act? Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, I would say a Norseman, right? Not even a.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
'Cause guess what?
But
'Cause you know what? There were Christian Vikings. So therefore, you may look at a Viking and see, yeah, look, see, Vikings were like that. And then you're just like, wait a minute, that's a Christian Viking. Oh,
oh well, damn.
I can't find a pagan Viking who was like that. Only the Christian Vikings were like that. See, that's the trip about being a Viking, about the Viking age, is that there were Christians there too. Doesn't make any sense. But then again, people that say they're Christians that are in any war, enlisted for any warfare, doesn't make sense.
So you mean the Crusades didn't make any sense?
No, the Crusades didn't make any sense. My ancestors probably should not have partaken in them.
Well, there goes half my subscriber base.
Ah, fighting for the foreign lands and the foreign gods. That's not a Norseman's way. That's
I
not
mean,
that's not any indigenous person's way. That's only the way of the globalist, the imperialist.
yeah. I mean, that's what America is doing, right? Protecting its borders all the way in frickin' Afghanistan, all the way in frickin' Iraq, like half the world across. We're fighting over there to protect the people here. You sure? Yeah, because
Mm.
that's how that works.
Right, right. Well, you see, if we didn't blow up Afghanistan, the Russians would blow up Afghanistan. You see, and the Afghanistans would rather be blown up by us. There's just something about the way we kill them that they find fantastic. They're really, dude, what are you fucking doing? Get fucking back over here, these fucking Russians. What's with these fucking Russians? This is the proxy war joke we've been living by, right?
Can't have the
We're
Russians let
suffering.
anything.
The West is suffering the consequences of the graveyard of empires.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what 2020 was. It was the graveyard of empires coming due.
God, yeah.
I mean,
You
look at
really
what.
can't have the
When did
Russians.
we pull out? When did we pull out? 2021. That's when we pulled
Yeah.
out. Early in the Biden administration. We pulled out so hard, we left all of our dummy equipment and some of our munitions.
Yeah. That's and now look what happened. Back to square one.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So, it's about
Still
12:30. Why don't we do some sort of a card pull? So, psychically throw me a question for me to start reading.
ooh. Um yeah, I got one.
All right, you got one
So
here.
it's very personal, but yeah, definitely got one.
All right. Let me see. I didn't shuffle anything that I set up. All right, there we go.
How ill prepared.
18. Corruption. Creating success from the source. Fruitful to cross the great river, Before the seed day, 3 days. After the seed day, 3 days. Interesting.
Hmm.
Creating success from the source, and it's the 1 and the 8, which collapses to 9.
Yeah.
Right. So it works within that. 18 can be operated in any Norse magic. And so the 1 is the wand of the magician, and the 8 is the Ouroboros, the loop. Well, let's see what the back of the card has to say. Corruption, something dark under the surface of life, manifesting as patterns of negative experience. This comes from our past, our parents, or our culture. It's time to examine those old patterns and understand what they come from. So the 8 would be the old patterns in the 18. So I like how that the numerology is kind of there in the explanation. To understand where they come from before you can tend to the growing seed of change in your life. So the seed would be the 1. What is behind this trouble? What is the hidden cause? Yes, the hidden cause. Um, that's always the key to the understanding of the causality of the circumstances you are in that you do not prefer to be. Your guiding spirit has just popped out. Oh, look at that. The eagle popped out, like really popped out. Visions, air elemental. Vision, freedom, authority, and inspiration. All right. One second. Ugh. All right, that's fine. Ugh. I thought I had one of the cards on my altar. Gonna have to put it back. All right. All right. So in our focus position, we have the green man reversed. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's a disconnection with your sense of your higher authority. And we have Tiwaz upright. Tiwaz upright. So you're like doing the right thing, but you are failing to take authority of the right thing. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
that's probably why there's the confusion there, right? Because the rune, this energy is flowing in the right direction, but um, it's like it's a boat, right? The wind is going in a certain direction, the current's going in a certain direction. It's the right direction, but if you
Yeah.
don't take the wheel, you go adrift.
Yeah.
Ugh. Where'd this come from? Okay, so you've got the wanderer reversed, fool, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this is the negative foolishness, right? This was the willful ignorance, the failure to learn a certain lesson that had arose. Perhaps you dismissed a piece of wisdom that you unconsciously uh, uh, was not uh, ready to understand to accept. And Gebo, right? Um, this foolish endeavor was part of a fair trade. effectively that this is like karma. It's like a karmic thing. This kind of balance is what it's expressing. Um, Verdandi. So you've got the Page of Bows reversed, the Stout, right?
Hmm.
So this is the so he's this little hunter. He's this little hunter scavenger, right? And so you don't have the authority of your direction, um, because you haven't trained in that authority. You're not putting in the practice to the authority. You've been neglecting your development in your authority.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Ansus. Ansus. Now that's his upright. So the information that you have that will give you this authority is it's like you know gonna be what's gonna work and what's not gonna work. You're looking at it all, and deep down inside, you know which choice you have to make. Speaking of those choices,
I would hope so. Yeah.
so what should you do? You've got Three of Stones reversed, creativity. Okay, so um, you're you're struggling to take what you have in relation to this direction you're going, and to um, to fashion it correctly, right? To make of it what you will. Oh, okay, and look at that. And Raido reversed. So you've got an aspect of the process of that doing that comes with that authority. You will not have the right to create until you sort this problem out.
Okay.
All right. So, what's this all about?
My nephew, 12 years old, and we almost. Well, I'm gonna put it in very broad terms. This is rather personal. But we almost lost him the same way that we lost my brother.
Okay. Okay.
And I mean, like, exactly the same way.
All right. That's rough. That just recently happened.
I got a call from my cousin yesterday.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. All right. How you holding up?
Um, well, I mean, he is finally getting all the help that he needs
Mm,
um, because of this event. Um, those of you who are, subscribed a little longer to my channel know what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's 12 years old, and
right.
he was already, well, driven to this point because of bullying and like not understanding it and trying to rise above it, but just constant
Yeah. Is
bullying and mistreating and
is this about him or about what you're trying to do for him?
a little bit of both. I
Okay.
guess like I'm as his, I mean, one of his favorite uncles for sure. He keeps asking like, when's Uncle Stein coming over? It's like, dude, I have a life. I know. Uh,
Right. Right. Right.
but I mean, I've always been good with him. And for my cousin, actually, I am the only one of my father's side of the family that she is still in contact with. She's broken contact with everyone else. Also because of shared history and like literal fucking bloodline traumas.
So I'm pulling some extended cards. So
Okay.
nine of arrows reversed, dedication. So you or the kid has to have some sort of dedication. I will somebody dedicated to the kid, I think would be typically what we're talking about here, right? So
Hmm.
um like if it's not you, then maybe you can find that person. Um maybe this is telling you what he is lacking and not what you were lacking. And thus, this is a message to you of this is what he needs. And he needs someone whose mind will be dedicated to the development that he needs at this time. Let me get the rune correspondent to this card.
Yeah.
Nauthies. That quite hits it on the head, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. It's gotta be that. I mean, and he is a kid, right? I mean, with that need for instruction in life, anyway.
And being on the spectrum as well, he needs
Okay.
that, you
Oh
know,
gosh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
that,
That's
that clear guidance, what to do, when to
heavy
do, all of
spectrum.
that. He just
Heavy spectrum or light spectrum? Is
um
socially
he
functional?
is,
Is
yeah,
does he?
light fortunately, but well, let's say on the spectrum enough that it
How,
does
how much?
cause.
How much can he handle? Like unfamiliar places, places of intense sensory things like that. Like how
Sensory, he gets. Um,
it's I'm
he,
basically asking it what's his level of
I,
social anxiety because
I
that's
know.
this is extreme social anxiety is a major symptom of autism.
Yeah,
Symptom of it doesn't if you have extreme social anxiety it doesn't mean you're autistic, but extreme autists typically do. But I've met plenty of people that are very autistic that um they love the metal show, right? I mean, granted, I think it's also the fact that like they may have a boyfriend and the boyfriend is like the thing that you know keeps them whatever.
yeah.
uh
Is
like this is
there?
for autistic women that I've met at metal shows, right,
Yeah,
where everything is typically cool and everything, yeah, it's
and their
there's
boyfriend is
rules.
really the stable figure in their life and the one that they hang on to, and they like what he likes. Yeah, no, I get it. No, he is a social kid. He is incredibly smart as well. Uh, but it's just
Okay.
like IQ, EQ doesn't measure up,
Yeah, yeah.
and sensory wise, he does get um, overwhelmed
Okay.
sometimes, and
All
he
right, get
needs
the wrong.
to
That's cool.
pull back.
That's emotional quotient, I'm assuming you're saying, with EQ.
Yeah.
Okay, because as a music engineer, EQ means
Yeah, no, yeah, no,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Emotional
emotional.
quotient.
Yeah, intelligence, emotional. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. An emotional quotient. That's often the thing. Are we talking about? Does he maybe have some aspects of Asperger's, which is an autism?
Um.
Because I think low emotional is. I mean, that's autism.
Well.
I guess that's autism all around, but Asperger's is where it's hysterical. They call it Asperger's. South Park has made this point, right? It's like you're
Yeah,
kind of more. It's
I'm
because
picturing Cartman
you are
stuffing
kind of
burgers in this.
you are
Yeah.
kind of an ass because of just the way your mind can't help seeing the social circumstances of people.
Yeah. No, he is. Um. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen him. It's been a while since I've been with him. Um. He has his friends, but also if I like, I do remember that he does. There's a disconnect sometimes, and it's also been causing problems at school. Like, he
Yeah.
has certain friends, and they're friends with other kids, but those kids used to bully him. But if they all sit at the same table, then he goes to sit with his friends. But what the teacher sees is that he goes to sit with the bullies. No, he goes to sit with his friends. It just so happens that the kids that he's friends with are also friends with the kids who tend to bully him, and he doesn't make that link. For him it's just, I'm sitting with my friends, that's all that I'm doing.
Right. Well,
What
yeah,
bullies, I'm here with my
but yeah,
friends.
yeah, exactly. But I think that that's probably coming from an adult's looking at that situation. I mean, like, you're talking about what you've heard. You've not witnessed him with his friends, right? You don't know the people.
No, this is at school, and this is
Well, you see,
what
like,
I
there's
hear
a
from my
reason why
cousin.
I don't talk to people that used to be my friends anymore. Because eventually you realize they don't respect you. Like, you're sitting there, you're with your friends, somebody starts bullying you, and the people that don't bully you are your friends, but they don't do anything about the bullies, right? Like, if that's the context of the situation, then then parents and stuff are right. It's not, they aren't friends, because
Yeah.
they approve of the behavior of their friends, right?
Hmm.
So there's that, right? Or there could be details, like, just because you're an autist also doesn't mean you're a good person or a saint. We give people the benefit of the doubt in the world. That's all that is, right? And
Yeah.
you before, like, if you don't know somebody too well, don't just start trusting them. Give them a chance to show you who they really are, and that's
Yeah.
fair, right? So I don't have certain friends anymore because I would see the way people would get treated, and I'd be like, that's the way you found that determinable to be the right way to treat somebody under these circumstances. How long you been doing this? I can't be associated with this,
Hmm.
right? Or oh, those people talk like that about me, and you don't say nothing about that, about, like, no, like, this is why, right? It
Yeah.
depends on how much you care about being popular, right?
Hmm.
um and most autists I know, they're kind of on the introvert side because of all these things.
Yeah.
So
And the
they're not
friends
going to
that
be they're not
the friends
necessarily going to be plagued that way. But loneliness is loneliness, and if you feel
Yeah.
loneliness, you
And
know,
especially if you already have that
yeah,
that social disconnection, where it is harder to make friends, where it is harder to understand people, or like understand what they're actually saying, not just what you're interpreting. Because I mean, the autists, or people on the spectrum, they are the most straightforward people there are.
yeah,
But that also means that they tend to not get things like
sure,
sarcasm, for example.
but
It's like you
yeah,
say something and they're just like, "Oh, he said that.
yeah,
That's what he said. That's what he
yeah,
meant." That you mean it in a different way, that you said, like,
yeah,
sarcastically or whatever. They don't get that, which is both an advantage and a disadvantage. I mean, they're very straightforward. They're very honest with you,
yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
exactly. People with autism, they typically need, like a big brother, big sister, someone that they can really, because more so than others, they kind of need someone that they kind of need to really be able to look at in real time, in situation with, right? So if they got like a big brother, big sister, like the way we have or had that program in the United States, for big brother, big sister, where you would volunteer to, as a like, because we're talking about how Charlie Kirk's age was, right?
yeah,
Typically a man of his age is having a big brother, big sister relationship with people, maybe still in high school or whatnot. We're not telling, you don't do big brother, big sister in college, right?
yeah,
But you're looking at that kind of relationship dynamic where they can look at you, who is prepared to fully understand you, and they're almost like you're almost playing their psychopomp through life. Life is their underworld because of the struggle that they're in. So
Yeah.
you get to play fuck who's
Hmm?
who's the divine comedy who guides Dante through
Dante. Oh,
um
Virgil.
Virgil. Yeah, you get to be his Virgil, you know like you get to
Honestly,
spend time. He gets to
yeah,
he gets to be partially there at school too, to be available, to be helpful with school situations a little bit, right? You can't just be there and deny him, because he also has to know how he's really going to be treated when no one's around to defend him, and you're working on building him up, right? They're because what I've noticed with most autists is that it's a big learning disability thing. It doesn't mean learning crippled. They can learn,
no,
but it takes a real special process, right? You know,
yeah,
when I start
and
talking, like, I can't tell you how many times people tell me how to do a thing or two, but then I'm just like, I'm too inappropriate of a fucking human being. I can't. I really just it's gonna
yeah,
go it's just gonna go wrong. But I can keep talking until there's a culture that's come up in spirit of it.
yeah, and I think you're hitting the nail on the head. Like I think
Yeah.
to him, like I am that example. Really, like I am how he wishes he could be, how he
Sure.
wants
Yeah.
to be, and I do, when I'm there, I do play with him
Yeah.
like an older brother would, or
Mhm.
an uncle who is
Sure.
closer to his age. I mean, we're 20, 21 years apart,
Mhm.
which isn't that much really. He's only
Yeah.
a little older than my daughter is.
Yeah, you should go on a quest and find someone who matches the qualifications um that are there, that can give him all of that time, and and see if you can figure something out that's going to work. You're going to talk to um, his mom and dad, and because it's got to be more their say than your say,
Yeah,
obviously,
of
right?
course,
But the point
obviously.
is that you know you've been doing quite the amount of homework, and then you also are going to understand where they're at with what they trust, right? Because they may want somebody who is certified, not just in autism. They may want somebody.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know his mother,
Yeah.
my cousin. She trusts me fully, and because of what happens, that's why she called me, not just because I'm the only one in the family who that
Yeah.
she's still in contact with, but because I, well, rather unfortunately, have firsthand experience with a situation like this. It's just in my case, it's my brother, not my son. Um, Thankfully, I have to say. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so, and she was. That's how she is. She was very hesitant to tell me. It's like, well, something happened with, well, your nephew. It's like, okay, what happened? Well, he tried to do such and such. And it's like, do you want me to tell you how? It's like, I don't know. Do you feel comfortable telling me? Well, it is, same way that your brother did. It's like, oh, of course, long live the family curse.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a bummer. That's a real bummer. So, let me give you your whisper in the
Yeah.
woods. You get the woods. You get the actual woods out of it. Be like the woods, calm, soothing, mysterious, and full of life. All right.
Mm.
So, um, what that tells me is that, well, obviously this is also about again, the quality in the person who is going to be the one that you're going to find, right? Because um, as an autist, you will have to hope that he has an autistic hyper focus in the guidance of the big brother. If you can get his autistic hyper focus on that person, if they are interesting enough to them and understand them enough and make them comfortable enough, um, then you've got an easy win here. I think this shouldn't be terribly difficult. It takes a level of um, compassionation, as James Drew talks about, um, just to get there, right? You know, um, I try to, you know, for me, being who I am, right? It's just like autism. I don't want autism to be a social problem for me, but it ends up being that way because I'll do something, say something, whatever. And it's not that I didn't mean to offend at the time, I may have meant to offend. But now offense is different when an autist is, when their mind runs neurodivergently angry about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, no, there's an ounce of sarcasm in there, and I'm really calling out the problem in this and not the problem in that. And look, I'm guilty of a joke landing bad, for fuck's sake, right? But now I've ruined an autist's fucking day, or maybe I just ruined their 15 minutes, but that unnerved everybody for an hour or something, right? And I'm just like, broski, it's just, you can't. I'm not gonna fucking change my natural fucking, like, ordinary state
Yeah.
because because someone else can't handle it. You're making everybody bend the knee, and that's fine, except it's fucking happening everywhere.
Hmm.
Right? I mean, it's not happening everywhere, but there was a time where they were trying to make it happen everywhere. Because honestly, 2020 is an autist's paradise. Everything's so
Oh
quiet.
God.
There's no people. There's no social anxiety here. Wow. Right?
And you know what to do, and it's very little things, and in an easy order. Like you go there, you do this. You go there, you do this. It's like, yeah, no, absolutely. No cars on the road, no people outside. Everything is in order. Everything is, neatly, tightly packed, like literally in line.
I
You
know.
know,
I know.
God must have been heaven for
It's
them.
almost like they needed to have autists for authoritarianism to work.
Oh, oh
Yes.
shit, that's a good.
Imagine taking an autist person who's high functioning, giving them a civil servant job, following orders like some Mormon.
Oh, they would excel at it too. Just,
Think
oh
about
man.
think about the mental health eugenics issues the Nazis were trying to deal with, and what maybe was really making up the brown shirts, and really maybe making up the lower levels of the SS army. Maybe, maybe
Oh
that's
fuck, bunch of German autistic people.
being,
Very,
yeah,
very neat, very.
being completely emotionally manipulated on a hyper focus, because we wouldn't quite have a full breadth of understanding. Because it's one thing to say, yeah, well, autism was like, because that was one of the grievances on Trump, was like, well, autism was discovered in 1925 or whatever. They failed to listen to RFK's statements during that meeting, talking about that autism is a much more dynamic disease,
Oh
but
yeah.
these
Well,
are
it's
important points we have to make
yeah,
about this stuff that we found thus far.
yeah. I mean, it may have been named in 1925, but
They
it's
just
a it's
call it different things. Listen, today they are reverse diagnosing various things. ADHD is now a part of the autism spectrum now. Right,
ADHD.
right.
It's
This is
yeah,
what, and autism is a part of what? Neurodivergency. So
yeah,
autism is also a large thing within a larger thing with this term called neurodivergent.
yeah.
See
I
what's
mean,
happening
that's
here?
why it's
Yeah.
And also, it's a spectrum. One is
Sure,
not
yeah.
like the other.
And I would say that we would count amongst neurodivergent, because why the fuck does neurodivergent mean socially broken?
Oh,
Why?
yeah,
Why does it mean socially broken? Am I not neurodivergent because I'm being calm, reactive, and like, because just like because I don't know, man. My thinking patterns are way different than yours. My conclusions on things are way different than yours, and
yeah,
how I bravely act upon my ideas is widely different than yours. I'd say that my neurology is very divergent from yours.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. So these
But
terms, they can
but then
get
who's the
stretched,
divergent one? You or
they can
me?
get stretched into meaninglessness. What is the
Yeah. Oh
psychological
God.
profile of Tyler Robinson? And does that stretch into a translation of fear of violent fucking persons with gender dysphoria, which is a form of neurodivergency, which may involve autism?
I mean,
Nah,
geez, if you put it like that, everyone's neurodivergent.
yes. Yes, there is a big fucking grift going on in psychology. A massive fucking grift.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. It's been about an hour. I think that this is good. These have been some lonely streams, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, I got some clarity. So,
Indeed. And hopefully in the future, I try to check on the comment sections later on, see if anybody, has anything to say.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. No, but this has been it's been good. I mean, I definitely got some clarity on the situation, which I
good.
needed. Um, and hopefully in this way I can, also be of meaning
Mm.
to my nephew. Um, so yeah, I mean, thanks, man, and yeah, it's good to do this again. We haven't done it for
Yes.
what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I think it's been about 3 weeks actually.
Jeez,
Because
yeah.
I know yeah, because I said let's do Sunday, the whatever we no, you said on Friday last weekend, can't do it any bit that weekend. The one before that, I can't remember if we did the Sunday, because that was when that Friday night I think I did something, I slept in afterwards because it was late. I don't know. Anyway, that's about
Anyway, it's yeah, it's good to be back. It's
yeah,
good
to be
for the
back
autism to get the
for the autism. Yes. For anybody who catches this today, I should be going live tonight. I want to get another chapter banged out on rules for radicals, as I'm breaking down various aspects of the left's psychology.
Oh, good stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, for anyone watching or watching later on, do check it out at Zarulath Eternal. Yeah, thanks,
Okay.
man, and thanks
Yeah.
everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to both our channels, of course. And yeah, we'll be back next week. If I should be free next week, next weekend. Um, so yeah, we'll be back. Thank you, everyone. And for any further support, go to our website, www.greyonpagans.com. Go to the Patreon, patreon.com/greyonpagans. All the support is, of course, greatly appreciated. Yeah, until next week, until the next stream, until the next time. Bye, everyone.